have it with you, or if you did it and you just want to describe it, that is completely okay. This is from last week on Friday, right after we did the tree poster where we talked about how we use trees. And you guys gave me really good answers, like we make desks, pencils, houses, paper. We pick the fruit off of the trees to eat it. It was right after that activity we talked about what can you use in your house and turn it into something else. You reuse it instead of throw it away. So I'm going to look and see who's raising their hand and who would like to share. Cadence. Did you do your project?
Yes, but this project was not right now. I did it at my old house because I forgot. But then I realized I had this with me from my old house when we didn't throw away. We were gonna throw this away, but then we decided to reuse it and we made it into a piggy bank. This is mine.
Cadence, that is a perfect example. So Cadence didn't have to go out and buy anything. She just had a jar at her house and she painted it. And it looks beautiful, and now she can use it as a coin jar. Is that what you said? Put coins in it?
No, it's a money jar, but I use it for all my dollars because I have this huge container of all my pennies and my quarters. There's no container for my dollars.
Okay, so Cadence, that is so cool. You reused something instead of throwing it away. That's a great example. Thank you for sharing.
I also put these little sticky diamond things on with this sticky, colorful paper.
Awesome job. Okay, Cadence, thank you for sharing. I'm going to turn your video off and I'm going to choose somebody else. So let's see. Liam, can I have you show your video?
I'm going to describe it.
Okay, perfect. So everyone, he's going to talk about it, and what your job is to picture it in your mind, okay?
So, if you got a ball and you toss it up, I made it out of a milk carton. So I cut just the layer off. Mm-hmm. Then now you can catch it if the ball is dropping down.
Oh, okay. So you took a milk carton and you cut the top of it off, and then when you throw something in the air, you use it to catch it?
Yes.
Awesome. That sounds like a fun game. So you reused a milk carton instead of throwing it away after drinking the milk. You reused it. You're reusing your resources. Thank you, Liam. That was a great example. Bracket.
I did it this morning, but when we were doing our draw project, I didn't like mine, so the white paper from it that we didn't use, I just made it into a little airplane.
Hey, that's pretty creative. So, boys and girls, if you didn't hear that, hey, Bracket, I want to also congratulate you really quick because you just muted yourself and turned your video off when you were done talking, and that is showing me you're really responsible. Thank you. He took the paper from the art project this morning and he turned it into an airplane. So instead of throwing it away, he reused it and he turned it into a paper airplane. That was pretty cool. Thank you, Bracket. I'm looking to see who's raising their hand. Aaron, you may unmute and show your video.
Sensory goggles.
Ooh, I love those. Can you tell me what stuff you had to use? Your materials?
Water and colorful stuff and a bottle. And
wow.
Some clear glue.
Clear glue. Awesome.
It's my lightsaber.
Is it glitter in there?
Yeah, glitter.
Miss Prince loves glitter. That is so cool. So boys and girls, he made a sensory bottle out of just a regular water bottle. So it has some like shimmer and shine in it, and when you twist it around like that, it makes it all like beautiful, and it helps you calm your mind. That is a cool idea.
And we do comics the next time we do this.
Comics?
Yeah.
For an art project?
Yeah.
I will see how we can fit in some comic stuff, okay? So Liam, right now Aaron is talking, so your job is to be muted. Aaron, I have an idea. I think maybe we could put some comic ideas into a writing piece or a reading piece. So let me see what I can think of, and I will get back to you on that because I really like that idea. I think that's a great idea. Alakai. Do you have it with you, or are you telling us and you want us to picture it in our head? Oh! Can you tell me about it? So you used a tin can, and you reused your resource and turned it into a piggy bank. You guys are so creative. So you store all of your money in there now?
Yeah.
Very cool, Alakai. Very cool. I love that idea. I think I need to start doing that. I should probably reuse some of my resources. Put quarters in it. I like that idea. Very awesome, Alakai. How long did that take you? 10 minutes? That's awesome. Alakai, thank you so much. Kieran. You want to start your video? There you go.
I made this marble thing out of a cardboard box. But first, you have to put a coin in because it makes a ramp for the marble to go out. This is just a quarter. It doesn't. You put it through this, and then look.
Wow.
Wait, and then look. Put the marble through.
Wow, Kieran, that is so cool.
The quarter makes a ramp for it to go out this little gate, and it makes a ramp for it to go out of the end.
Wow. Kieran, can you tell me what resource you reused?
Some cardboard tubes and a cereal box.
Wow.
But I want to show my dog to you. Can I show my dog to you?
So Kieran, I'm going to say that we're going to wait until next week to show and tell a dog, because if the only reason I'm saying that is because if I let you, then I need to let everyone else, and then we won't have time for the rest of our stuff we have planned for Zoom. So, can I have you wait until next week, please? Thank you. Kieran, that is such a cool project. I'm so proud of you. That was really creative. It looks awesome. Okay, Kieran, I'm turning video off, and I'm looking to see who else has their hand raised to show theirs. Xander. Remember, boys and girls, if you're just getting on here and you're seeing that some of these students made these, it was optional. We talked about it in the Zoom meeting last Friday, and you did not have to do it. It was just if you wanted to. So, Xander, right now, if you took something in your house, and reused it and turned it into something else, we're showing those projects off. So far we've seen a couple of piggy banks, and we have seen a marble little track thing that Kieran just did, and we have seen Liam talked about turning a milk carton into a ball catcher, and then we talked about a couple of other things. Aaron had a really cool one, a sensory bottle. So I hear somebody say I have a question, but I'm going to let Xander speak because Xander's the one that I called on. So did you make anything, Xander? Oh, how did you do that? Excellent. Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. So, did the paper decompose into the dirt? Yeah. Very cool.
I can't hear you.
Thank you for letting me know. I'll see what I can do to fix it. So, Xander, that was a really cool idea. Thank you for sharing that. I'm looking to see if anyone else. Paige, have you shared? So, is it? Awesome. So, boys and girls, in case you didn't hear that, she had a big jar of jelly beans, and it was empty. Instead of throwing it away, she's using it to put her change in there. So now it's really heavy. Paige, thanks for sharing. That's a really awesome idea. Thanks for reusing your resources.
I did it too.
You guys did it too? Okay, so I'm looking through and I don't see anyone else with their hand raised if they did a science project at home, which is totally fine. So this is what we are going to do now. Eli, I just saw your hand raised. Did you have a project?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to let you show your video so you can show us.
I have my Transformers and there's Megatron and the T-Rex and the Special Guy.
So did you use your resources for something else instead of throwing it away? Or were you just showing us your Transformers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Awesome. So Eli, I'm going to interrupt really quick. So boys and girls, we don't have show and tell today where you just bring something to show it. So today's show was for if you did the science project, you were to show the science project off. It's totally okay if you didn't do it. But if you have a regular show and tell, just like Eli's, I want you guys to wait until next week, okay? Because we'll have real original, that what we've always done, show and tell during that time. But today was just to show the science project that we did. So I think everyone got a chance that did it. And again, if you didn't do it, no sweat. It's okay. So, the next part.
Hey, Chief, I didn't get a chance.
Kaya, is that you? Kaya, do you have your science project that you made?
No one So I didn't do the science project because we had to go to the store. But I saw this box in the house, and so I turned it into a cat bed.
Oh, that's so cool. That's a good idea, Kaya. Thank you so much for sharing that. So she took a cardboard box, and instead of throwing it away, she reused it and she made it into a cat box. That's so cool. Oh.
Into a cardboard box for my whole cat. We had to use a forklift.
Thank you for sharing.
That was heavy.
Thank you for sharing. Okay. So boys and girls, for the rest of the time that we have for science, I'm actually changing something, and I didn't want to tell you earlier because I thought it would be better to just wait. So I have been feeling, and I think Miss Cheatham might have been feeling this way too, that our behavior on Zoom is kind of getting a little bit wild. So today we are doing review of Zoom etiquette. And I know some of you are probably thinking, oh, I don't want to do this because I already know how to act on Zoom. But this is a good idea for a couple of reasons. Some people are not staying muted, and they're unmuting just when they feel like it. And that actually is really hard for the teachers and for the students because when you interrupt, it cuts into the lesson time. And then we have to either start over or we have to explain it again. So it's really important that you only are unmuting if we ask you to. So please keep that in mind. It's also a good idea to review because some of you still don't know where the raise your hand button is or how to accurately use it. So we're going to walk through that again. I also want to do a check-in and make sure that you are sitting at a desk or a table while you're working. Some of you are turning your videos on and you're laying in bed, which sometimes that's okay, but if we're doing a reading assignment or a writing assignment or anything like that, you need to be at a desk. You need to be at a table or even like a TV tray. Have you guys heard of those? It's like a little tiny table that you can move around the house. So we are going to be spending time today doing review. We will take little mini breaks for Go Noodles and for stretches. But other than that, we're just going to keep doing review. So I'm not going to record this. However, I am going to, actually no, I think I am going to record it because for the kids that are unable to be on Zoom right now, that'll give them a good chance to go back and watch it if you need extra review. So I want that to be you guys to be able to use that resource. So I am going to record it. Okay. First thing I want to do, boys and girls, is I want to show you where the raise hand button is, how to raise your hand, and how to put your hand back down. Because a lot of you are just going click, 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 and then your button's doing this. And me as a teacher and Miss Cheatham as a teacher, when we see that, we're like, ooh, they're kind of goofing off, and I don't think I want to call on them. I only want to call on you if you have the button up, and then your hand goes back down. And I know that sometimes we accidentally click it. That's okay. Accidents happen and we will never be upset with you because of that. We just want to make sure that you know where the button is and that you can use it the right way. That's awesome. So on your Zoom, you should see this little button down here and it's like two little people. And it says the word participants with a number of how many kids are there. Can you guys see that on your screen? Is that what yours looks like, Miss Cheatham? Okay. So you click it, and then is there a hand on the button, or does it just say raise hand? You're going to look for this. It says raise hand. I need you guys to go in and show me that you can find that. So go ahead and click it. And I'm going to look at all of the videos, and I'm going to see that every single hand is raised. So go ahead and click it now. Do not unclick it. I want you to keep your hand up. So Xander, you need to go show me you can do it. Alakai, please show me you can do it. Thank you. Kaya, show me you can do it. Okay, Kaya, I see that you haven't tried it yet. So I first need you to go to the participant button. It looks like two little people at the bottom. Kaya, can you hear me? Then you need to find the button that says raise hand. I have 15 people raising their hand. Nice job. Okay, now you're going to show me, what's that? So now you're going to show me that you guys can put your hand down. So you're just going to go back to that button and you're going to click it again and it'll lower your hand. Good, now the numbers are going down. So Xander, you need to show me that you can put your hand back down. Alakai, show me you can put your hand back down. Thank you. Petra and Elias, you're going to click that raise hand button again and it'll put it back down. So Alakai, go back to the little person at the bottom of the screen. Click it and you're going to click lower hand. That's how you get rid of the hand button. You see it, Alakai?
Are you talking about the two people on the screen?
Yep, so click it, and then where this, you're going to go to the same spot that you clicked to raise your hand. Click it again to put your hand back down. There you go. Nice job, buddy. Okay. Everyone figured it out. So that's a button that you should only be using if Miss Prince says, find the raise your hand button. So now that you guys have showed me that you can do that, I want to make sure that you're doing it respectfully, okay? So you should only click it once to put your hand up. And then if I say, okay, it's time to lower your hand, you need to click it to lower your hand. Thank you. That button is if you have questions. That button is if we're playing a game and I say, okay, show me you're ready by using the raise your hand button. And so it's super important that you guys know how to use it. The next part of don't feel like we need to talk about clothing and appearance. You guys are doing an awesome job of making sure that you are dressed, your hair is brushed, and you're ready for your Zoom meeting. So I don't think that's something that we need to talk about. We do need to talk about respect though. So who are we respecting on Zoom? We're respecting ourselves, the teacher, and your classmates. So if we are unmuting while the teacher is talking, I really want you guys to stop and think, is this something that can wait? Can I ask the teacher later? Because if we have a bunch of kids unmuting and talking, it slows our lesson down and sometimes it kicks people out of the Zoom meeting. So we need to make sure that we're being super respectful. We're listening quietly. If we have a question, we use the raise hand button. Right now, if you're using the raise hand button, I want you to stop and wait because while Ms. Prince is explaining, I might be answering a question that you have. So participate and be kind. Use the raise hand button and keep yourself muted unless I call on you. Reminder of what those buttons look like. The top one is how you turn your video on. Then you click it again to turn your video off. The mute button is the little microphone. You turn the mute on when it has the red line through it, and to unmute yourself, you click it again. You guys are doing a pretty good job of making sure you're on time. I want to make sure that we're not bringing food to our Zoom meetings. If you have a water bottle, I'm going to say that's okay as long as it's not right next to your Chromebook. But a cup of water, something that could easily spill, food, That kind of stuff, I really want to make sure that you guys keep it away from your Chromebook because we want to take really good care of these. Also, almost every single person, every single meeting is getting their name put on their Zoom picture. There's a couple that still say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so what's happening is that when you are logging in, some of you, I think, are putting that in because you think it's a spot for the password, but it's a spot for your name. So right when you log in and you're about to enter the Zoom meeting, you just put your name in the little box here. So this first card right here, it says, I will stay in my spot. So sometimes, like during calendar, I ask you to go check your window to see what the weather's like. But if it's not something like that, I need you guys to stay in your seat, especially if we're doing like a reading assignment or a writing assignment. If you're up and moving around, you're not focusing on your story or your writing. So it's really important that you stay in your spot the whole Zoom meeting. And you're sitting upright in your chair. You're not laying down and you're not laying on the couch. You're upright in your spot and you're ready to learn. We also want to make sure that we're not playing with anything. So sometimes I see toys on the Zoom meeting. We really need to make sure that we're not having any toys on Zoom. Because if you wouldn't bring it to school, you shouldn't bring it to Zoom. Sometimes we do allow that, like show and tell, but if it's not show and tell time, it needs to be put away. Okay. We're going to have a little break now. Okay. So this last one, before we go, is finding a good workstation. So sometimes when I call on you, it's super, super, super loud in the background, and I know that a lot of the times you cannot control that. But if you find that you are sitting next to somebody and it's super loud, I want you to think, is this a good workstation? And we're going to look through these slides and see how to pick it out. It's quiet, where you can focus on the teacher in the class. So I want you to look around right now. Is it quiet? Are you sitting at a desk where you can learn? Awesome. Awesome. We're not laying in bed, and we're sitting in a chair upright, and we're looking at the screen. We don't have a TV going in the background or an iPod or a tablet. All of that stuff is put away. And if we can, we try and have all the pets away from us, maybe little brother or sister if they're right next to you. You can help remind them, I'm in a Zoom meeting, we have to be super quiet. So that's a good way to let your siblings know. And then always, always make sure you're prepared. So that's why whenever we start a Zoom meeting, I always say, okay, we're here for writing. You need your writing book, pencil, crayons, and make sure you're in front of the computer. I always remind you guys to make sure you have everything you need. So those were some of the big things, boys and girls, that I felt were super important that we needed to talk about. Before we go, can you guys show me that you know how to use the raise your hand button? So I want all hands raised. Don't click it again because it'll go back down. I want all hands raised. Bracket, thank you. Xander. I hear a microphone on. Remember, you have to be on mute unless I call on you. Okay, when I call your name, I want you to put your hand down. Sophia. So you just click the button again and it goes away. Nice job. Bracket. Good job. Eli. Paige. Xander. Paige. There you go. Xander. Kieran. Kieran, can you show me you can put your hand back down? Click the button again. Alakai? Aaron? Nice job. Elias? Cadence? Liam? Nice work, Liam. Deleza, can you show me? Hand up, hand down. Good job, Deleza. Hand up, now hand down. So smart. Way to go. Mario, can you show me? Hand up, good job. Hand down. Awesome. You guys are so smart. I knew you could do this. So, Zayden, hand down. Thank you. Okay, all hands are down. Boys and girls, thank you so much for helping me help you figure out some of the stuff on Zoom so that we can communicate better, because I was getting a little bit sad earlier. I was like, oh, I know that they're not trying to be disrespectful, but when we unmute a lot and start talking while the teacher's talking, it kind of makes me confused about what I'm teaching, and then I have to go back and think. So when we are in a meeting and the teacher is teaching a lesson and I haven't called on anyone, it's your job to just listen. Be really respectful and listen. You guys are so amazing, and I'm so happy that you're my students. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today.